Trump always chickens out. TACO, taco. And for anybody wondering, no, the Trump always chickens out chant is not just about his trade war. It's pretty much about every single thing that he does as president. Because it was announced this week that Donald Trump had very quietly, hoping nobody would notice, dropped his lawsuit against the Des Moines Register and pollster Ann Selzer, who of course retired after this past election. Now, just to kind of refresh everybody's memories as if we want to reopen that wound, but what happened was that Selzer did her poll shortly before the election came out that said, oh my God, Kamala Harris is winning Iowa by 4 points in my poll, which of course was unheard of. And it gave people a lot of hope that, hey, maybe this is going to be a huge Democratic election. Didn't pan out that way. The poll was incorrect because the real results of Iowa were Donald Trump still easily won the state. But polls are wrong. Most polls leading up to the presidential, I think every poll leading up to the presidential election was, of course, wrong, but Trump had sued her. And in the lawsuit, let me read you this from the lawsuit itself. This was not from a press release. This is what they wrote in the lawsuit that Trump filed against her for alleged election interference. They said, contrary to reality and defying credulity, defendant's Harris poll was published 3 days before the election day and purported to show Harris leading President Trump in Iowa by 3 points. President Trump ultimately won Iowa by over 13 points. Defendants and their cohorts in the Democrat Party hoped that the Harris poll would create a false narrative of inevitability for Harris in the final week of the 2024 presidential election. Instead, the November 5th election was a monumental victory for President Trump in both the Electoral College and the popular vote, an overwhelming mandate for his America First principles, and the consignment of the radical socialist agenda to the dustbin of history. Lawyers wrote that in an actual legal filing. People that went to law school for years, practiced and took and passed the bar exam, had to write those words that I just read to you in a lawsuit, give it to the courts. A judge read this, as did countless other staffers along the way. None of it makes any sense. It's all conspiracies. And of course, none of it is a valid legal claim. Nevertheless, Trump was suing him for millions, right? Ann Selzer and the Des Moines Register. But he's now chickened out. He's dropped the lawsuit. Let bygones be bygones, right? Absolutely not. What should happen now that this lawsuit has been dismissed, is the fact that there were multiple defamatory claims made against both Selzer and the Des Moines Register in this lawsuit, which of course became public record, so it is akin to saying these things on the record. Both the Des Moines Register and Ann Selzer should sue Donald Trump. That's what should happen. A massive lawsuit should be filed, a defamation lawsuit, a damages lawsuit, legal fees, everything. Because when you get sued, you have to hire lawyers, so they did lose money. You know, Ann Selzer basically retired. So they've damaged reputations here by making these claims because Trump has also made them on social media. File a lawsuit against him today, because that is a lawsuit that I almost guarantee you, nothing is fully guaranteed, but I can almost guarantee you, you will win that suit if you file it right now. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.